viewers, welcome to Family Time today. It's been 1 week now that we've been on television, the last time we broadcast, but today we have an exciting topic of discussion. But before we go into it, I want to introduce my wife, my partner, not in crime, just my partner, and my co-host. Honey, you want to say hello to the viewers?
Hello viewers, my name is May Victor. Welcome to Family Time today.
Yes, as I said, we have a very good topic, one that is very crucial to our calling, to marriage, and we're talking about money. Money. I was looking at one statistics that was survey that was done by Citibank. Believe it or not, a bank does survey for family interest. So they did this survey and they came up with this conclusion that 57% of all divorces happen because of money. So, and that's why it's on top of our chats today. We're going to talk about why divorce is such a problem. Why those who have money fight over money. Those who have no money fight over money. Those who have just a little fight over money. So it's not the money. So today we will explore what we can do to help ourselves, and first of all find out why is money such a problem. But before we do that, I want to ask you, honey, is it my money or our money?
That's a good question. Is it my money or our money? Well, when you said I do,
yes,
marriage is a covenant between two parties, a man and his wife. So when both of you get together and decide that you are going to go into this journey, into this covenant, then you better believe it that whatever you all own becomes one common interest. In other words, when you said I do, you formed a team. And when the team comes, everybody now has to contribute to the team. The team is now one. You know, marriage is, one of the, it defies mathematics, because 1 + 1 is 1. It's no longer 2, but 1. So, is it your money or my money? Honey, it is our money. That's what it is.
Some people are saying we can get married without all that. Keep your money for yourself. We can do the bedroom thing. And just you open your account, keep your account, pay your own bills. We can do marriage that way without commingling our money.
Unfortunately, you really can't, because you gotta find out the basis of money. What money is actually? What is money? Money is a tool. There's no way you can do marriage without money. Actually, you can't really be in the bedroom without money. That's the part of it, because for you to get on the bedroom, it presupposes that you have an apartment or a house. Okay. And you couldn't have smiled through the leasing agency and gotten an apartment. You paid for the apartment. And guess what? Taking it a step further, you bought the bed. So already money is already working. All right? And you can say, well, we don't have a house, we don't have an apartment. Well, you do have a trailer home, you bought it.
Wherever you are.
Exactly. Or on the other hand, you're in Motel 6. You paid them to rent the room. So before you even get to the bedroom and start doing bedroom things, money had been working for both of you beforehand. So that's why it's really important to come to a point where you begin to see money as our money.
So you're saying there's no way around it. The money has to be involved in marriage.
Well, the only way around it is, if we all stick to our guns and be selfish. I mean, you can't get to a point where you want to do, what is it called? You want to unite yourself without money. Money is a uniting factor. So you can't just do marriage. You cannot. I mean, absolutely. So you're better off commingling or merging the money. And then it's also interesting that you asked the question, honey. Sometimes people that are too busy talking about is your money, is my money, is because there's money.
Yeah. Well,
Somebody,
that's-
somebody has some kind of money, right? I mean, because if we're going into marriage and there's no money, absolutely, or there's just very little, we're forced to, you know,
manage.
put it together and decide on what to
And
do.
that's true. A lot of people who have little money tend to manage whatever they have. The problem starts coming when money starts coming. Suddenly there's a fight over who controls it and all those things. But
Because take the issue of the prenups.
Mhm.
For example, you know, people say, okay, we're going to make out a prenuptial agreement, you know, before we get into marriage because I want to keep what I had before marriage and you can keep yours. I've never seen poor people doing prenups. I mean, if there's
What are
no
you
money,
prenuping?
yeah, what are you prenuping? I mean, come on now. My luggage, you know, $30 luggage or what? So when people don't have a lot of cash to float around, they tend to come together and think and talk. But then when there's money, it's the problem.
It is a problem. But if you look at the statistics, 57% of all divorces are attributed to money
Really high.
or money matters. That's huge.
That is
Over
huge.
half, more than half. And if you really look at this, even those who cheat, when you add sex to it, sometimes it's also because of too much money or lack of money. Those who have money are pursuing money so much that they neglect their spouse, creates an atmosphere for cheating and all those things. And sometimes it's also you have too much money, you're a guy now, you think you can afford to fly your girlfriend all over the world and buy the side without everybody knowing. So money accounts for a whole lot more than that. Now the issue is, I know the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. But one would have expected that at least it doesn't concern marriage. But it does seem with
Yeah.
this number
It
to
does.
concern marriage.
Yeah.
So why is this a problem in marriage?
Well, it is a problem in marriage because of people's perception of what money is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the point is, honey, what does the money mean to you and what does money mean to me? You see, for most of us or for some people, money is a controlling factor.
Yep.
If they have the money, then they can control, they can tell you do this, they can tell you, they can even remotely control. Like you said, fly your girlfriend or boyfriend somewhere, your wife or your husband doesn't know about it because you have the money.
You have extra.
You know, send the strange woman flowers at work, you know, because you have the money to pay the floral.
If you
with
have to
people.
consult with
If you
your
didn't
wife,
have the money,
you're
what
not
would
going
you
to be able
do?
to do that.
You know, so what does money mean to you? For some people also, money means a tool. What is it? I get around with it, I pay my bills with it, there's nothing more to it, you see? And, you know, for some people also, money means oppression. I have
Okay.
I have to use
Use it
this
to oppress the
to
other.
oppress the other.
Get back on your spouse.
I'm in charge in this place, and that's how you know that I'm in charge because money is involved. You know,
I
so
make the money,
I
so
make
you
the money,
better
I call the
obey me.
shot.
I call the shots in
That's
there.
right. So
But
what-
it's also with the saying that he who pays what? The piper
Yeah.
blows the horn.
Yeah.
Except that in marriage, it's nobody pays the piper. It's our money. So we go back to that same question. Is it my money or is it our money? And you said it's our money.
Yeah, it's got to be our money for us to be able to pull together and look at it this way. Even when you're getting married, you know, the first thing a husband and wife does together, in most cases, is your marriage.
The
Rights,
wedding,
the wedding,
the tracts.
stuff like that. You know, and you saw we were counseling a young couple, soon to be married, the other, you know, last night, and money's already an issue.
Yeah.
You see? So if you are young or you're getting married or you're single, you might want to really listen to this because money can divide, that is all true,
Mhm.
but money also can unite. But you know, we get this warped idea that united we stand, divided we bank. It doesn't work like that.
Say that again. United we
United
stand.
we stand, divided we bank. We don't do that.
We don't do that. And if you do bank dividedly, there's a word like that, ultimately you're going to be divorced without standing and falling. So now, one of the things that they cited in that survey, they said that communication around money is one of the reasons that money is a factor. Incidentally, you said that the perception, how we see money,
That's right.
is different. And that also informs how we control money, how we manage money, how we spend money. How do we communicate better? How can, if a couple have said, okay, united we stand, united we bang.
Bang.
That means we gotta talk about it.
That's right.
How do we do that in a healthy way?
Okay, the way you do that is first you need to cultivate that friendship, relationship, to get to a point where both of you can freely talk about money. Some people don't want to talk about money, and money needs to be talked about. So come back to us and we will, in the next segment, we will let you know step by step, bit by bit, how you get to being free and talking about money. But do we need to talk about money? Of course, obviously, very important that we talk about it. So stay tuned and we will be right back.
Together Forever is a team of marriage mentors and relationship coaches dedicated to helping singles, couples, and families to maximize their potential. Call us for all of your family enrichment seminars, conferences, picnics, and workshops. We speak at churches, clubs, association groups, and companies. Call Together Forever at 713-498-6211. Single and engaged couples, start your marriage right. Call 713-498-6211. Married couples, you don't have to die in silence anymore. There is help for your marriage and family. If you are going through a rough phase in your marriage, call us before you call your divorce lawyer. We may not have been there when you made your marriage vow, but we are here to help you keep your vow. Pick up the phone now and call 713-498-6211 or send us an email at info@togetherforever.org.
Welcome back, viewers. We were talking about money, and the topic is it my money or our money? And we've gotten to the point where we started saying that, we were saying that the issue about money is about from perception. How do you see money? Some of us see money as a controlling factor. Some of us see money as a tool. Some of us see money as security, something that when you have it, you feel secure. So we will go to the point, honey, before we went on that break, I asked the person, I said, how do we communicate about money safely? And you said something, you say some people don't feel comfortable about talking about money. How do you make those people comfortable?
Yeah, because you got to understand that when you see a husband and a wife, they got together from different backgrounds.
Yes.
The first financial school you attended is the school in your family where you were born. That was your first school exposure to money, and that was your mama and papa's your mama and papa house university, financial university. So you're actually gonna see money the way your parents see it, the way you grew up with. Like here, between the both of us, before we started merging,
are you spinning our beans right now?
Yes. So the audience can understand that even relationship coaches like us, marriage counselors, we all also came from different backgrounds. You came from a different financial background than I did, and when we first got married, that was an issue because as far as you were concerned, money
from day one it was an issue.
Yeah, money is a tool. I mean, why should I be bothered about it? If there's money, use it. If there's no money, don't worry about it. But I came from a background where money is a little bit more organized. First of all, as a woman, and all women can say amen to this, money is a security.
Are you sure they'll say amen?
Yeah. For most women, money is a security.
Yes.
We feel secure when we know that somehow along the line, especially if there are kids involved, that there is a financial fund that if it comes to that, we can lay hold on. And that is why men, You may not have a lot of money and you're hiding it away from your wife. You are doing her a very serious disfavor. You see, because just knowing, we're not trying to use it, but just knowing that it's there helps us. You know, that's one aspect of
And
it.
we are scared that you might ask for more if you know that the
That
money
is
is there.
That's also one thing, one risk that you have to run when you expose her. But you know, you may not give all the information, which you should if you're married and you're working as a team. But another thing is, in my household where I grew up, money is a tool, quite all right, but money is handled with a lot more sacred respect than where my husband is coming from.
We don't respect money where I
You
come
see?
from.
So, because this is my background. If you have money saved up for children's school, for the rent, and somebody comes in and they need money to fix the car, not even somebody coming in, but one of the kids' car is broken. You do not touch the children's fund and you do not touch the rent money. You need to go find money for the car. Because the one in the children's fund and the one in the rent money, they have a name. They have been labeled like that.
It's funny my wife is
Yeah.
talking about that. In fact, when we came to the US initially, it was a huge problem because we would send money to our parents, my parents-in-law, and then we send money for rent. They haven't paid the rent, and then some other issue comes up. They call us for that same issue. And I'm saying, this is an emergency. You have the money for the rent. Why don't you use the money for the rent and take care of the emergency, and we will replace the money for the rent? And they say, no,
Because
that money
it's labeled.
is for rent,
Yeah.
and it will always be for rent.
For rent.
Until you tell us to use the money for rent to take care of the emergency, we're not going to touch it.
That's right.
Well, my background is different. It's money, there's an emergency. Money doesn't have name in my background.
See?
So that was a problem, and that's what a lot of people deal with.
Exactly. A lot of people deal with that because at first I didn't understand why my husband would take fund from one pot and use it for another pot. That was a very, very disturbing thing to me. But then I had to learn. He put me through saying, this is the way it is with me. It's still money. At the end of the day, if the whole thing involves
Expense.
$1,000, it's still $1,000. So talk about it. And when you talk about it, you can't just say, I don't feel comfortable talking about money. You got to feel comfortable talking about money. Get to a level where you feel comfortable. So couples, you need to find out how comfortable your spouse feels at a particular level, you know, and at least talk on that level. But you gotta communicate.
You gotta communicate, and one of the ways of finding out how comfortable they are is finding out the best time to talk about money. If you're talking about lack of money or insufficient money, or the fact that you have a project, you have a need and the money is not there, you don't want to talk about it when someone just came back from work, especially for men. When they're back home in the evening, they want to relax. The last thing they want to hear is what? Problem. Because they've been out there dealing with problems, and men don't multitask. So when they come home, they want to rest. So leave it alone, wait in the morning, and bring it up. Wait after he has had his dinner, and bring it up. Wait after he's watched his best team and they won. Bring it up. So your idea is to get result, not to start something that you can't finish. So talking about it at a convenient time is very important.
Very important. That's true.
Yes.
You got to find the right time, and then you also have to find the right way. There is something that men zone out in some instances as far as money is concerned. It's too much headache. They don't even want to talk about it. But for us, it bothers us, especially if it concerns chores in the house, the expenses in the house that need to be done. So if you're new to marriage or you're single, you might start on a playing field where you begin to learn each other's school of money.
Yes.
And begin to merge your ideas together. See, if you start early to build it, then it's easier You see, you laid a good foundation. But if you already been married 10 years, 5 years, it is not too late. You want to lay it on the table and you want to start gradually to talk about it. There are some men or some women that even if you feed them, honey, and you let them rest and they'll watch rockets and things and come back.
They still don't want to talk
You know, they've gone to the bed and they're fine, comfortable. They still don't want to talk about money. Help your spouse and talk about it. That's
And while you say that, I also want to say that no school of marriage is entirely wrong. The organizers of money, the ones that have respect for money, they are not a better, you can't say they are the best. The ones that have no respect for money, that use money as they come, they are not the best. What you do is you take the good from your spouse, because there's going to be something good from the school of finance that he or she went to. Take the good part from yours and then merge it. Find a balance on how to treat money so that everybody will be comfortable with it. If we run my wife's principles, the principles she learned at home, so that every money that comes into our house has a name, and once you give it that name, you're not going to touch it for any other, I'll go crazy, because that's not what I learned. Now, if we run my own policy where it doesn't have a name, it's in the bank account, whatever comes, we spend it from there, she too will be uncomfortable. So we find a balance on how to spend it. Now we go to the next topic. I hope we have time. This is so interesting. The next thing they say that one of the problems with money is the power struggle. Now we've gone beyond communication. These people are communicating about money, but everybody's holding their ground. How do we deal with that?
Well, power struggle also comes with the lack of trust.
Yes.
You know, it's also an issue there, because if I believe that my spouse is responsible with money, then it wouldn't be an issue. You see, but the fact that I don't believe that if I release this money to you, you're going to be responsible to it, then I need to keep the control. I don't want to release the control because I don't know what you're going to do with it.
And if I do whatever I do with it, then there are consequences that the family will have to pay. So we all fight over who should control it, who should manage it. How do we balance that? How do we overcome that? If you don't trust me with money, and I trust myself with money, see, we're going to have problem.
That's right.
Because the concern that you have, I don't share that concern. So as much concerned as you are, I don't see any reason why I should, especially if it's a guy. It's a guy, you say, look, I am the head of the household. I'm the guy here. The money should be in my hand. But you know from previous history that the money went into his hand, never came back out. It vanished from his hand. So how do you make him comfortable or make him see that we don't want money disappearing from his hand? And we know that his hand is a disappearing point.
Well, the thing is, you gotta watch it, and you gotta be very careful. As much as we're encouraging you to merge money, we also want to do this. You know, we want to warn that couples need to find out who's the spender, who's the saver. If somebody is the spender, you do not want to leave the paycheck with them. No, they should not see the paycheck. As a matter of fact, they need to live on stipends, you know. Yeah, the saver needs to be the one who's keeping the book. And between a husband and a wife, if you're truthful to each other, there is a spender and there is a saver. You need to discover who is who and trust them with the checkbook, the saver. All right?
Viewers, we will be right back. You've heard it. There is a spender and there is the saver. And money needs to be in the hands of the saver. We'll be right back.
We come to you every Monday at 7:30, bringing in nuggets to help your relationship. But we don't know unless you give us the feedback. So we do want to encourage you to send us an email. You have our email on the screen. Please, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, viewers, welcome back to Family Time today. We've been talking about money, and the topic is it my money or our money. And we've talked about how communication and communicating about money is a problem. For some people, it's a difficult thing to talk about. Now, we did say that you have to find a way to communicate it. You just have to do it. As difficult as it is, we have to talk about it. And one way we can make it easier is finding a good time when everybody's feeling a little bit better to talk about it. We also said that money and struggling for money, control, management of money is an issue. We can't exhaust everything about money, but suffice it to say that when you see a survey that says that 57% of all divorces that happen because of money, it means that this is something you want to pay attention to. You really want to pay attention to it. We have a workshop that is coming on March 28th. It's a live workshop. We have just been certified as a Texas provider for premarital counseling now for those who are going through issues. And we're going to talk about money on that. If you look on the screen, there's a number there. Call us and we will give you details on this up and coming workshop. It's going to provide everything that you need. But so far, we will have another discussion on this. From me, as we round up, honey, you have anything to say?
Well, thank you, viewers, for listening or for watching us too. And from me, I'll say good night.
Good night, viewers.